Breaking Barcelona and Arsenal news. Barcelona's defensive worries continue as Jules Koundé's form has taken a worrying dip this season. The once reliable defender now looks a shadow of himself under Hansi Flick. Meanwhile, La Masia graduate Hector Fort, now shining on loan at Elche, is preparing to face his former teammates, and he's even joked he'd love to score against Lamine Yamal. But that's not all. Over in England, Arsenal and Barcelona are now in a transfer battle for one of Italy's brightest young defenders, Davide Bartasaghi from AC Milan. Scouts from both clubs have been spotted tracking the 19-year-old after his impressive display against Juventus. Stick around as we break down Koundé's stats, Fort's emotional comments, and the massive Arsenal-Barcelona transfer race that could shape the next generation of European football. Stats: Barcelona's most dependable player has lost his edge this season. There is no hiding from the truth that Barcelona's defense has been one of the team's biggest concerns this season. And while much of the attention has centered around the departure of Íñigo Martínez, not enough has been said about the worrying decline in form of Jules Koundé. Once a defensive rock under Hansi Flick, the Frenchman now looks a shadow of the player who was once seen as indispensable in Barca's backline. Last season, Koundé's performances were defined by consistency, athleticism, and versatility. He performed with confidence and rarely looked out of place. Furthermore, his partnership with Lamine Yamal on the right flank was a key element of Barcelona's attacking rhythm, as his overlapping runs and defensive cover allowed the youngster to express himself freely. Not the same this season. Unfortunately, the 2025-26 campaign has been anything but smooth for the French international. Injuries have disrupted his rhythm and confidence, and his struggles were again visible during last weekend's El Clasico defeat against Real Madrid. Koundé found it extremely difficult to contain Vinicius Jr., who exposed him several times with his pace and sharp movement. The usually composed defender appeared hesitant and off the pace, something that has become a recurring theme this season. Part of his dip can be attributed to Barcelona's current instability in building a solid defensive structure. Yet, there is also a sense that physical issues have taken their toll on him, preventing him from reaching the levels of sharpness and aggression that defined his game last year. Numbers to back. The numbers back this up. Last season, Koundé averaged 50 accurate passes per game, while this year, that figure has dropped to 43.6. His defensive recoveries have also declined from 3.3 per match to 2.3, and even his clearances have reduced from 1.8 to 1.4. These statistics may not seem drastic on paper, but they do paint a clear picture of a player slightly off balance. The challenge for Flick now is to restore Koundé's confidence and physical sharpness before the season slips further away. Because when Koundé is at his best, Barcelona look like a completely different team. On loan teenager opens up on facing Barcelona. Would be delighted to score against Lamine. Like Iñaki Peña, Hector Fort is another Barcelona Academy graduate who will face his parent club this weekend when Elche take on Barcelona in Montjuic. The young fullback, currently on loan at Elche, will be returning to familiar surroundings, the club where he grew up, developed, and shared the dressing room with close friends such as Lamine Yamal and Pau Cubarsí. For Fort, this game carries emotional significance. It is not just about facing his former teammates but also about measuring how far he has come since leaving on loan. The 18-year-old defender has been one of Elche's most reliable performers this season, showcasing the same energy, discipline, and tactical awareness that made him one of La Masia's standout prospects. In touch with many Barcelona players. Ahead of the highly anticipated encounter, Fort spoke about his close relationship with Lamine Yamal, who continues to attract headlines for both his performances and the constant attention surrounding him. Lamine has been a friend of mine for years and I know him perfectly. People should focus on watching him play because he is a wonder. The rest of the issues are not important. He is not affected by what is said about him. Lamine is aware of what he generates, he told Catalunya Radio. Fort went on to reveal that he remains in regular contact with his two closest friends from his Barcelona days, Yamal and Cubarsí, both of whom continue to make waves in the first team. Speaking about their friendship and the upcoming match, he shared, "I maintain contact with Lamine and Cubarsí. We have been friends for a long time. That is not lost. Between friends there are always comments before a match like Sundays, but I don't think that affects what may happen afterwards. He will not hold back." Speaking about their friendship and the upcoming match, he shared, "I maintain contact with Lamine and Cubarsí. We have been friends for a long time. That is not lost. Between friends there are always comments before a match like Sundays, but I don't think that affects what may happen afterwards. He will not hold back." Despite his affection for Barcelona, Fort made it clear that once the whistle blows, friendship will take a back seat. His competitive spirit shone through as he added, "I would be delighted to score against Lamine this Sunday. I might be losing out on some moves, but I would love to." The young fullback also offered his thoughts on Barcelona's current form, expressing full faith in his parent club's ability to bounce back from recent challenges. Ford explained, "When you come from winning everything, what is complicated is maintaining it. I'm sure they're working as always and things will come. All teams have bad streaks, but Barca will be Barca again. I have no doubt about it. I don't think Barca will arrive at a bad time for Sunday's match against Elche," he explained. Arsenal battling Barcelona for 19-year-old defender club scout watched play against Juventus. Arsenal are said to be scouting a talented young fullback as they look to get ahead of transfer fees. Arsenal are said to have sent a scout to watch a talented young player they like the look of. It has taken a good few years and hundreds of millions, but the Gunners have done a very good job of putting together a squad with plenty of depth and bursting at the seams with quality. A handful of players in that squad have come from the academy, which has been a huge help, with the likes of Bukayo Saka, Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly saving the club plenty of cash. But one thing Arsenal could do a better job of is signing young talents at relatively low prices and getting a big return. Chelsea have made it a clear strategy over the past couple of years to invest heavily in young talent, especially from South America. The Blues are spending between £20 to £40 million on promising youngsters with the idea that these players will eventually become world-class, players they'd otherwise have to pay £80 to £90 million for in the future. Arsenal, meanwhile, are trying to improve in this area but haven't been as successful. Despite big investments in players like Fabio Vieira and Albert Sambi Lokonga, those signings haven't fully lived up to expectations. Now the Gunners seem determined to change that approach. Reports from MilanLive.it claim that Arsenal scouts were spotted watching 19-year-old AC Milan left-back Davide Bardesaghi during the match against Juventus. The young Italian is viewed as one of Serie A's most exciting defensive prospects, and Arsenal aren't the only ones interested. Barcelona are also said to be monitoring him closely. This could spark a major transfer battle between two European giants for one of Italy's brightest young defenders. Bardesaghi initially came through at Milan's first team in 2023, but he has been a more regular feature this season, making 5 appearances across all competitions. The left-back is an Italy under-21s international, and he is now attracting attention from a number of clubs, according to the report. Arsenal and Barcelona are said to be among the main suitors. So to wrap things up, Count's decline has raised serious questions in Barcelona's defense. Hector Ford is proving himself on loan, and can't wait to test himself against Lamine Yamal. And the transfer war between Arsenal and Barcelona for Davide Bardesaghi is just getting started. Who do you think will win the race for Bardesaghi, Arsenal or Barcelona? And can Hansi Flick help Count get back to his best? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Barcelona and Arsenal transfer updates.